James Maddison's wonderful cross, he headed in after 63 minutes. Manchester United equalised 4 minutes later when Schmeichel parried a low shot from Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the penalty area. And Fred, making his 100th Premier League appearance, capitalised with the break. It wasn't the best game you'll ever see. It got better, that's for sure. It was exciting in the closing stages. But at the end of it, neither side has got as much as they would have liked from the afternoon. It has finished. Manchester United 1, Leicester City 1.
Game day, your verdict on the way with myself, Hugh Wissencroft, and Gabby Agbonlahor, the former Aston Villa captain. 03717 223344 if you want to join the conversation. Trevor Sinclair, how do you sum up that game? Really, it didn't start until the second half. I think Manchester United will probably get a lot of criticism for their performance. In the end, maybe Leicester deserve the victory. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought first half especially, I thought Leicester City were more of a threat in the final third. They had some really good situations. De Gea made a couple of good saves. Second half, I thought it was quite equal. I thought we were talking in commentary, and me and Clive both agreed that it looked like if anyone was going to score the breakthrough second goal, it was going to be Leicester City. But Manchester United huffed and puffed, and I think second half you can't point the finger at them and say they didn't try, but it's the first half performance. It was so lacklustre, and it didn't look like a club to me, or a group of players to me, that were desperate to get into that top four. So from that point of view, I think Ralph Rangnick will be very disappointed. I'm sure he expressed that at half-time in the changing room. Second half it was a lot better, but still an improving Leicester City side will be disappointed that they've not got the win, especially with the disallowed goal, which was quite a soft one to get cancelled out.
Manchester United season done for you in many ways. They're now 3 points behind fourth place Arsenal, who have 2 games in hand. You'd have to say it's not going anywhere in terms of a place in the Champions League next season.
Well, when you look at the mathematics, I think you would say that Manchester United have still got a chance. But when you look at the performance and how disjointed the club look and how disjointed the team look, the lack of effort, the lack of desire to want to impact this game in a positive way from individuals collectively, I would say, yeah, it doesn't look likely that Manchester United can force away, especially if you look at that performance in the first half.
James Maddison, great today in terms of his delivery especially, but the moment of the game is maybe that disallowed goal for Leicester right at the end, which he put into the back of the net. Was it a foul by Kelechi Iheanacho on Rafa Varane? What do you think?
Listen, I think there's contact there, Hugh. I don't think there's much contact, because if you look where the contact's made, it's actually Varane who's pushing Iheanacho away from the ball because he's trying to defend it. And yeah, the legs do come together and there's a bit of a slip there, forced by the contact. So, you know, by the letter of the law, you could say it's a foul, but if that happens anywhere else on the pitch, I don't think a foul's given. It's just the fact that it ended up being in the build-up to a goal, which was an excellent bit of play, I have to say. Well, once he'd won the ball back by Iheanacho, moved the ball to his left, nutmegged the retreating defender to play the ball in for Maddison down the right-hand side. And then Maddison, you think he can't go near post because De Gea's going to save it, but he's so competent with his technical ability and where he's going to put the football, and he puts it at that near post, probably puts a little bit of disguise on it, and De Gea gets nowhere near it.
I'm amazed that Andre Mariner went to the screen and disallowed it, to be perfectly honest. Are you telling me that contact, every time he sees it in a football match, he's going to blow a whistle and give a foul? He'd be giving 200 free kicks a game in that case. I just don't see it as being enough contact, but suddenly it's in the build-up to a goal, so it is a foul. We've watched it on the screen, so I've got to give it. I've got to say he should have done a lot better in that situation, and maybe he's taken the 3 points away from Leicester City. And a bit like Roy Hodgson said earlier on in the game, the big decision in the penalty at the end of the game between Liverpool and Watford, he thinks VAR's getting involved when it doesn't have to, and it felt like another episode of that. VAR, Stockley Park, getting involved in a football match when it didn't need to.
But my argument to that is, Hugh, you know, Andre Mariner, show a pair of kahunas and say, you know what, I don't even think that's a foul. I don't care that VAR has asked me to look at the screen. I'm going to stick by my decision. It's a soft one. I don't know why you're asking me to come over and look at the screen. I'm going to stick by my original decision. Why can't you do that?
No, I totally agree with you, and I don't know why. And I actually thought, funnily enough, that when he went over to the screen, I thought he's not going to give a foul here. He'll look at it. VAR's maybe got involved when it didn't need to, but Andre Mariner's not going to change his mind, and lo and behold, he does. Anyway, it's all finished at Old Trafford with a result that doesn't really help either team. Manchester United won, Leicester City won, and it is time now for us to pick our man of the match with We Buy Any Car.
Man of the match on TalkSport with We Buy Any Car. Sell your car in under an hour, leaving you with more time to enjoy the football.
Trevor Sinclair, who have you gone for?
Well, it could have been a few nominations. I think De Gea made some really good saves where it looked likely that Leicester were going to score. I thought Harry Maguire, with the pressure that he's been under and the criticism that he's been receiving in the media from the home fans at Wembley the other night, I thought he was good. But I have to go with my initial thought, and the standout player in that match was James Maddison. I think he plays in the future. And listen, I understand he doesn't do as well, or he doesn't do as much work out of possession as some of the other players. But if you get the balance right around James Maddison, he can win any match. He's got unbelievable quality, and he showcased what he's got at Old Trafford today.
Trevor Sinclair, thank you very much. That was our man of the match from today's game. With We Buy Any Car, hundreds of branches, usually only 13 minutes away. Find yours now.
Man of the match on TalkSport with We Buy Any Car. They really do buy any make or model of car.
Trevor, just before we go then, the standings at the top of the Premier League table, in particular when it comes to fourth place. Arsenal, 28 games played, 54 points. They take on Crystal Palace on Monday. Tottenham, 29 played. They've got 51 points, 3 points behind their North London rivals. They're level on points with Manchester United, having played a game fewer. It looks like one of those two North London sides will finish in the top four, but how do you see it?
Yeah, I think forget about the points, because there's plenty of points up for grabs. Anything can change, and actually it's a very difficult game against Crystal Palace, who I've been so impressed with under Patrick Vieira this season. Some of the individual players, collectively, the style of play and the brand of football that they're playing now at Crystal Palace is outstanding. So that has got a lot of jeopardy to that game. But just looking at the performances of Arsenal, of Tottenham, of Manchester United, and maybe West Ham and Wolves, I would say Arsenal have got the best identity. They play it they execute it better, and the fact that they've got a points advantage, I think it's Arsenal who are going to get over the line in top four.
Very quickly before we go, because you mentioned it so many times, final word on Marcus Rashford and where his career is sitting right now. He did come off the bench. I think he had a positive impact. What next for him?
Well, listen, he's got two players that I probably prefer to him in that number 9 position that might not be at the football club. I hope I'm not talking out of turn, but might not be at the football club next year or next season. All I would do if I was Marcus Rashford is work my socks off, train as much as I can, catch the eye of the manager, leave a little impact on all the coaches at the football club, and make sure that they know I'm serious about making it as a number 9 at Manchester United.
Trevor Sinclair, former England midfielder, thank you for being with us on TalkSport, and to Clive Tilsley, another great commentary. The game itself wasn't fantastic all the way through. In the end, the second half, a lot better. Maybe Leicester City should have taken all 3 points. A late disallowed goal. It is finished at Old Trafford, live and exclusively on TalkSport. Manchester United won, Leicester City won. Game day, your verdict with Gabby Agbonlahor and myself is next. Get your calls in 03717 2233 44.